Good morning, Hylas.
Hey, Philonous.
What are you doing here?
Philosophy really gets me down sometimes. I came here to escape from philosophy for a while and just experience the real world.
Philosophy can be a problem sometimes. Personally, I have felt much better since I gave up some of the more dangerous ideas of the philosophers.
What really bothers me is skepticism.
It's skepticism got you down, is it?
Yes. I mean, imagine not believing that the things we perceive are real. Listen to the fountain outside that window. Imagine not believing that that fountain exists.
Yes. I feel sorry for people who aren't convinced of the reality of what they can plainly see and hear.
But, Philonous, I heard that you are a skeptic yourself. I heard you deny the existence of matter.
I deny the existence of what the philosophers call matter. But I am no skeptic.
That's crazy. Since you deny the reality of matter, you are totally a skeptic.
I am not. And I bet I could prove that, among the two of us, you are the real skeptic, Hylas.
That will be the day. You run.
All right. I think you are a skeptic, because I think what you believe leads us to doubt the testimony of our senses, including that very fountain. Let's review the basics of what you believe about matter. I expect you believe a few things borrowed from John Locke. You think that whatever we perceive immediately or directly. We may infer the existence of a thing indirectly, via another thing, using reason. But perception is different. It is direct.
Yes.
And we perceive only the objects of our sensations, right?
Yes.
Now how would you define reality?
Whatever is real exists outside of our minds, and exists independently of minds.
But you believe we perceive matter?
Of course. Only a skeptic would deny it.
But you believe that matter exists outside of minds?
Yes.
Then you believe we perceive something existing outside of the mind. But this is impossible.
Oh, please. That is ridiculous.
Not at all. Sensations exist only in the mind. Let me explain. Some of our sensations, such as feeling a very great heat, are indistinguishable from a great pain. But only a mind can feel pain. So these sensations exist only in the mind.
Okay, sure. But so what? Obviously other sensations are different and exist outside the mind. Philonous, you're still talking like a crazy skeptic.
I will have you admitting that you are a crazy skeptic before this conversation is over. Hylas, here's another reason. We perceive things differently. For example, a colorblind person doesn't see the same colors as a person who isn't colorblind. An ill person might see things in the wrong colors.
Yes, that is true.
But if I see something as completely red, for example, and you see it as completely blue, and we are both perceiving the same thing at the same time, and we perceive things directly, and they exist outside the mind, then what kind of thing is it that we are perceiving? I mean, really, Hylas, could anything like this exist, something completely red and completely blue at the same time?
No.
Then colors only exist in the mind.
Okay, sure. But other objects of our sensations do not.
Name them.
Well,
Do any objects of our sensations escape this problem, that we perceive them differently? Do the objects of sight, of hearing, of smell, of touch, or of taste escape this problem?
I guess not.
So in all our sensations, we have no perception of matter.
But wait, Philonous. One quality of matter escapes this problem. Things made of matter have size, what the philosophers call extension. They take up space. That is what exists outside the mind, extension.
We perceive the same thing as being of different size, don't we, Hylas? So how can this quality of matter escape the problem? Anyway, can you think of the size of a thing made of matter without thinking of a color?
No, because we only know size through the five senses.
So, since the things known through our five senses exist in the mind, and are inextricably linked to the size of things made of matter, then size also exists only in the mind.
Oh, well, in that case, I appeal to John Locke's idea that matter is a substance underlying all these qualities.
Tell me about this substance.
I can't. It is unknowable, since we have no perception of it.
And since size and color are other qualities are in the mind, it doesn't have size or color. It is utterly unlike what we perceive. So matter is unknown and unknowable, unperceived as well as imperceivable.
Yeah, I guess so.
Why would you believe in such an inconceivable? Whatever it is.
Now that you mention it, it is an odd idea. I guess I should get rid of it.
Then you no longer believe in matter.
But then, my goodness, Philonous. Oh, gosh. Oh, no. Philonous, what have you done to me? Oh man, I'm become a crazy skeptic.
Calm down, Hylas.
Why should I be calm at a time like this? You've made me into a skeptic.
Calm down, Hylas. You don't have to be a skeptic.
I have to, now that you've convinced me matter does not exist.
It's not denying matter that leads to skepticism. It's believing in it that leads to skepticism.
What on earth are you talking about?
It's like this, Hylas. Skepticism is whatever leads to not being able to trust your senses. Your belief in matter leads to this. So you are a skeptic. I do not believe in what the philosophers call matter, so I am not a skeptic. You can never be sure that your sensations correspond to reality, because you insist reality is outside the mind. I don't have that problem. I don't think reality exists outside the mind. Sensations are in the mind. But, the way I see it, sensations don't just correspond to reality. Sensations are reality.
But that would mean that all reality is in the mind.
Precisely.
But that is just ridiculous.
Why?
Because there has to be a reality outside of our minds if the world is going to make any sense. According to your view, the minute we leave this room, it will stop existing.
Not exactly. Whatever is real exists in minds, but not just in our minds. They exist in the mind of God, who always perceives everything.
Well, I guess that would do it. But you must admit that your view is against common sense.
Not at all. I have no problem with matter, you know, only with the philosopher's idea of it. Most people think of matter as the things they perceive, and I think these things are real. Only the philosophers in recent years have denied this by pretending that matter is some mysterious imperceptible substance.
So your view is actually closer to common sense than my view.
It is also more pious. My view is immaterialism. Only minds and their perceptions exist. Since immaterial minds don't fall apart over time like things made of matter, this view proves the immortality of the soul. It also proves God exists.
What was that argument again?
It's this. What we perceive is real, and real things exist outside of human minds. But everything we perceive is in the mind, so there must be a divine mind that perceives all things.
Okay.
And this God is near and relevant to us, because he is always perceiving the world. So the view of immaterialism is beneficial to religion and good morals.
Okay, you've convinced me. I will now become an immaterialist, like you.
Wonderful. But there is the college bell.
It rings for prayers. We should be going.